Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm reacting to Allah tested me with basketball. So guys, please stay tuned and enjoy this wonderful video with me.
Allah tested me with basketball. He tested me with what I loved to see if I was going to choose Islam. I remember always having a basketball, dribbling it up and down my sidewalk during my homeschool time, going to the local park, still playing with the boys, watching my brothers. I remember I used to sleep with a basketball because I would lay in my bed and I would practice my form, laying on my back. And it became a part of me. And I remember where I did feel comfortable was on the basketball court. So the season rolled around and we're trying to figure out how I was gonna wear my hijab. At the time, there was no Under Armour, no dry fit, no Nike combat gear. It was cotton sweatpants and a long cotton shirt. It was very, very hot. However, I made it through. But I remember my first game stepping out on the court and people didn't even know who I was. They knew my name, but I did look different. And the first couple of games, of course, I'm ready to play. I'm out on the court, ready to ball out, help my team win. But I remember walking in gyms and people staring at me, people kind of laughing and pointing and kind of nudging the person next to them like, who is that? Look what she has on. There were times when I was taking out the ball on the sideline, and I remember this game like it was yesterday. It was a rowdy game, and I was right in front of the fan section. And one of the kids yells out, "You look like Osama bin Laden's niece." And I'm like, bro, first of all, that's the worst joke in the world because who knows what his niece looks like, first of all. Second of all, it was terrible. But those are the things that people would say. And I used to use that as fuel to just play even harder, of course. But in retrospect, it was tough. But I remember feeling strong and feeling confident on the court, no matter how I looked. So I used basketball as my crutch, and it helped me get through so many hard times. When the season ended, I was like getting ready to try out for either the WNBA or FIBA. And for those who don't know what FIBA is, it's basically the basketball version of FIFA. I ended up picking up an agent, and an agent is a person that helps you get a job overseas. So they find the best possible fit for you, where the most money is, the best country for you to live in. And over there, it's very, very nice to live, especially when you're a pro athlete. So I had the skills, I had the footage. All you have to do is send some DVDs over to the coaches or the clubs over in Europe or wherever country you are, and they pick you up if they like you. So one day my agent calls me and she's like, "Hey, Bilquis, I think we may have a little problem. FIBA has a rule that bans certain headpieces or headgear. You can't wear anything larger than a headband." And so I'm like, "Oh, it's no problem. Let's just tell them that I'm Muslim. I choose to wear it. I can sign a waiver." I thought it was that simple. It turned out that it wasn't. And that's when things got a little shaky for me. And so we did a petition. Myself and another Muslim woman did a petition. We got over 100,000 signatures thinking that was gonna move the bar a little bit. FIBA was like, "It doesn't matter. You can get all the signatures you want. We don't make changes until the board meets, and if we want to make that change." So after going back and forth through email with FIBA and a few representatives, communication just stopped. And at this point, FIBA just started to ignore everything. That's when it set in that I wasn't going to play basketball and that my career may have been over.
Wow.
And when you're an athlete and when you commit your entire life to something, whatever your profession is, your heart is in it. And at that moment, I was known as the Muslim basketball player. That's how people knew me on social media and videos. When I would walk around, they were like, "That's the Muslim girl who could hoop." But once basketball was taken away, I was just a Muslim. And that's when things start to set in. Was I doing that part of it right? So I remember at this crossroad when I could have easily taken off my hijab to go play, I had those thoughts. And I remember not really sharing that with anybody. I was in grad school at the time. I was working with my old basketball team that I played for in college. And I remember having these feelings of, man, I can just take it off for the 40 minutes of the game over there and then put it back on after. Nobody knows me in the country that I might go play in. Like, these were the thoughts that I was having. People would give me advice, the same type of advice, like, yeah, just take it off. Does it matter that much? Of course, these were kind of non-Muslims saying this. Or, you know, it's okay. Like, this is your dream. You made it. You're really gonna stop it because a piece of scarf, a piece of material? And subhanAllah, like, when people would say that to me, of course my immediate reaction would be, no, you know, it means more than that. The scarf is a symbol of who I am. And I would give them the textbook Islamic answer. But in my heart, I wasn't feeling it. At one point, I was ready to sign a contract and go overseas. But I knew that something in my heart didn't feel right. And all the advice that pretty much humans were giving me weren't fixing it. And I remember at that time questioning Allah. I was questioning Islam. Again, I was questioning hijab. I was like, why would Allah take away what I'm good at, what I loved, what I worked hard for? And when I reached the point where I was right there at the pinnacle of my dream, just take it away. That was the thoughts. I was questioning Allah's will, His plan. So I remember the only thing that I could do was pray. And regardless of how much I was questioning Islam, of course, the only way I knew how to pray was Islamically. So I remember this prayer like it was yesterday, wallahi, and if I could go back to the feeling that I had when I prayed this salah, I was in sujood, and I felt like I couldn't get up. And I'm praying this prayer, and my head was stuck to the ground. And that's when I knew, I was like, you know what, Allah, I need guidance, because I don't know what to do anymore. And I was praying, and I was stuck. I swear I could feel like the blood rushing towards my head. Like, that's how long I was staying down there, because that's how much guidance I needed. And I remember praying that prayer, finishing that prayer. I swear by Allah that I remember this. A day later, I was called to speak to youth in Indiana. This is Sunday school.
Wow.
Then a week later, I was invited out to another Islamic school. Things just started happening, and it was so much good. And I was like, what is going on? You're gonna be tested, and one day you're gonna have to choose your Islam. And I pray that each and every one of us has a test that brings us closer to Allah. And if you don't have that test, if you weren't tested and you just love Allah just internally and naturally, subhanAllah, may Allah continue to put that feeling in your heart. But what I do want to say is that prayer saved my life. And I know how hard it is to make your 5 prayers. I know how hard it is. One thing I learned through my journey is that prayer keeps you grounded. When I was in college, I was around non-Muslims all the time. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with non-Muslims, but people who just didn't have any belief system. Every day it was a battle for me to walk into my living room and see a party going on and them handing me a drink saying, go ahead, just sip a little bit. It tastes like fruit punch. Or them smoking weed in the living room. This is real life. That was real life for me. And to have to battle that every day. One thing that I took from my parents, no matter how far I fell off the path, no matter all the mistakes I made, I prayed Salah. Embrace the meeting that you have with Allah. And I pray that Allah continues to strengthen us because we need it. Don't fall short anymore. This world is ugly. And if we don't have the youth as strong individuals, as strong Muslims, as confident Muslims, then we're going to fall apart.
Wow. This is amazing. This is cool, and this is incredible. Like, this testimony is life-saving. Like, I love the way she said every bit about it. Like, everybody has a passion, but when God calls you to another angle, you'll be surprised. Can I do this? Because she was very good in basketball, and she left basketball and started having some meetings with different countries. People started calling her to teach about Muslims, teach about different things. Like, she was very happy. Do you know, when she was disturbed in her heart about not going for the basketball game and that, but she never gave up. That is what Allah wants. Never give up on your faith, because Allah will always test you. Never give up. No matter what you are doing in the life, in your life, never give up on Allah. Never give up on your God or anyone you are serving, because Allah and God is always there. And I'm very, very happy to react to this wonderful testimony, and I'm happy that she was able to come on stage and share it to her loved ones and everybody to be encouraged. Like this video really, really lift up my spirit, and I'm happy to react to this video. Like, it's a very, very incredible video. Yes. So guys, please, any video you want us to react to, please comment below, like and share this video, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel and get Fashion Store, Fashion Make